Let's do it all.
Let's do it all.
We started the show, so this is a very full circle moment with this rivalry between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Okay, so they were involved in a little bit of a tussle at a New York Fashion Week party decked out in designer gowns. Very ladylike. The AP reports that a witness says Cardi B in the red Dolce & Gabbana tried to attack Minaj. Minaj's security guards intervened.
There's no denying it. Nicki Minaj was once an untouchable force in the rap game. She has sold more than 100 million records, scored 23 top 10 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, earned 3 #1 singles, 3 #1 albums, and charted 148 songs overall, making her the 5th most successful artist in Billboard history. Had she walked away at her height, she would have been remembered as an undefeated queen forever. But rather than leaving at the peak of her reign, Nicki chose to keep pushing in a culture that was beginning to reject what she stood for. Refusing to adapt or be replaced, she waged war against the new era, a battle she had no intention of losing. Yet her outspoken remarks, personal decisions, and controversial ties have complicated the way the public views her crown. So, when exactly did Nicki Minaj's downfall begin? Was it with the harsh criticism in 2017?
After releasing a diss track on hip-hop rival Nicki Minaj. She's also been a guest on our show. Yeah. The track called Sheether, a play on Ether, the famous 2001 diss track by Nas against Jay-Z, broke the internet, with many fans claiming that Remy handed Nicki the biggest L of 2017 so far.
Whether it was questionable alliances or her refusal to evolve in an industry with no patience for fading stars, much remains unclear behind the scenes. Let's dive in and uncover it.
Back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Between 2010 and 2016, Nicki Minaj ruled the BET Awards, taking home Best Female Hip-Hop Artist 7 years in a row. An unmatched achievement. To the public, she wasn't just a rapper. She was the face of women in mainstream hip-hop.
She's a wonderful woman, and she's on the same page with me, like that. There's no need to try to tear somebody down. I can say what I said. I let her know that I'm super proud of her.
Even with past clashes against Lil' Kim, Mariah Carey, Iggy Azalea, and the unforgettable moment with Miley Cyrus. Miley, what's good? None of them truly threatened Nicki's status. That was until Remy Ma's comeback, which marked the first real crack in her empire. The very woman Nicki had replaced suddenly resurfaced, almost like a ghost of the past, hinting that her cycle of dominance could end. Their rivalry wasn't just lyrical. It was the first indication that Nicki's crown wasn't unshakable. When Remy Ma went to prison in 2007, Nicki quickly filled the space and rose as rap royalty. By Remy's release in 2014, Nicki was at her absolute peak while Remy seemed left behind. Still, Remy publicly praised her. "I'm really proud of her. There's no need to tear each other down."
Got fat while we starved. Shots in your pads in your bras. Y'all some liars. It ain't no facts in your song. And yeah, that crown is coming back to the Bronx.
But Remy's drive to reclaim the crown never faded. She dropped freestyle after freestyle over Nicki's beats, sprinkling in lines that many took as subliminal shots. While both women kept up a front of respect, the rivalry was clear. Nicki finally struck back with the track Swalla. "I gave her 2 years, now her time's up." She escalated the attack in Make Love, mocking Remy as the queen of a flop album. Remy retaliated with Sheether, a diss so brutal it shifted the balance of female rap. And Sheether wasn't just any track. It was a reworking of Nas's legendary Ether, and it became the harshest blow Nicki had ever faced. In a 7-minute onslaught, Remy hurled shocking allegations about Nicki's personal life, family, and cosmetic choices. Though most claims were unproven, the sheer aggression rocked the hip-hop world. This wasn't just another diss. It was a landmark moment, remembered for its raw ferocity rarely seen in rap.
Listening to Sheether is like witnessing a verbal execution. No mercy, no evasion.
Remy doesn't just write a diss, she rewrites the hierarchy of power in female rap.
2 weeks later, Nicki answered back with No Frauds, a weak counter that echoed Remy's accusations without disproving them. That performance was enough for the rap community to crown a winner. Remy Ma.
Got fat while we starved. Shots in your pads in your bras. Y'all some liars. It ain't no facts in your song. And yeah, that crown is coming back to the bra.
She not only ended Nicki's 7-year run at the BET Awards, but also threw the rap queen's image into crisis. From that moment on, Nicki never regained the title. What stunned people most, however, was her silence. By not responding to Shether with music, her strongest weapon, Nicki left fans questioning her strength. In hip-hop, where clapping back defines dominance, her quietness looked like defeat. While she still enjoyed mainstream success, many now saw her crown as fragile. Remy Ma had not only stolen attention, but directly challenged her authority. The situation worsened when Cardi B, another New York rapper, arrived on the scene. Unlike Remy, Cardi wasn't intimidated. She was ready to face Nicki head-on from day one.
I really feel like fans and people, they really want to see that happen because it's really entertaining.
From her debut, Cardi aligned with Lil Kim and Remy Ma, both longtime rivals of Nicki Minaj. At Summer Jam 2017, Remy even brought Cardi on stage to take shots at Nicki, cementing her as an enemy in Nicki's eyes. If Remy's return was a warning, Cardi's rise was the full storm. With her look, voice, and style echoing Nicki, she seemed like a sharper, evolved version of the queen, and Nicki sensed it. Cardi's presence wasn't just a threat to her status. It was a statement that Nicki's reign might be ending. Cardi had charisma, crossover appeal, sex appeal, and rap skill, all while channeling Nicki's visual style. In summer 2017, Bodak Yellow exploded, dominating the season and pushing Cardi to stardom. Nicki clapped back with no flag. "Everything you got from me." With her history, Nicki believed Cardi was a label-engineered clone. Tension grew when rapper Lady Luck revealed Atlantic Records offered her $250,000 to drop a Nicki diss. Meanwhile, Cardi summed it up simply. "She never liked me, and she never wanted to be friends." At first, Cardi being painted as Nicki's enemy seemed forced. But from a marketing perspective, a feud between two women in rap was perfect for keeping the spotlight and boosting sales. Their fandoms, Nicki's Barb's and Cardi's fans, clashed endlessly online. Barb's even joined forces with Swifties to keep Taylor Swift on top, but it failed. Cardi's Bodak Yellow held #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks straight, something Nicki had never done. At 35, Nicki still hadn't achieved a solo chart topper, while Cardi earned one on her debut. Nicki congratulated her publicly, but tension grew quickly. In October 2017, Migos dropped Motorsport with both rappers. Nicki initially bragged about her legendary status, but when she learned Cardi was also featured, she altered her verse, something fans read as hesitation and insecurity. Cardi downplayed rumors, saying social media exaggerated the beef. But things boiled over at New York Fashion Week. At Harper's Bazaar, Cardi lunged at Nicki, hurling a shoe and threats, leaving with a lump on her forehead. Nicki only said, "It was a disgusting and humiliating night."
Playing the victim, but now you're the gangster. You need to pick a side. Do you want to be the victim or do you want to be the gangster? You lie so much you can't even keep up with your fucking lie.
Cardi fired back the next day. She plays the victim but acts like a thug. Pick one. She explained the outburst, accusing Nicki of trying to sabotage her career and speaking badly about her daughter. Those claims earned sympathy. Nicki denied everything and posted screenshots showing Cardi had insulted a grieving mother, even calling her late child a monkey. When Cardi claimed Nicki blocked her business opportunities, Nicki pointed to Cardi's alleged assault on a stripper, implying she'd harmed other women instead. She also accused Cardi of calling black women monkeys and roaches. Cardi didn't continue the back and forth, simply saying, "Talk or fight, I'm ready for either." Regardless of who fans believed, Nicki's invincible image was unraveling. Hip-hop's center of gravity was shifting to a new generation led by Cardi. The more Nicki ranted online, the more control she seemed to lose. This feud symbolized more than rivalry. It was a generational handoff. Nicki was the trailblazer, but Cardi brought a fresher, more relatable style. Still, rap has always been about competition, and the throne is never safe. On August 10, 2018, Nicki released her Queen album, featuring Chun-Li and Barbie Dreams. While praised critically, it debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 185,000 units. Her lowest ever, blocked by Travis Scott's Astroworld, which held number 1 with 205,000. The sting was worse because months earlier Cardi's debut had hit number 1 with stronger numbers. Under pressure, Nicki lashed out, blaming Spotify for punishing her for premiering music on Queen Radio and favoring Drake, while also accusing her label of prioritizing Ariana Grande's Sweetener. Spotify quickly denied her claims, noting they gave Queen a Times Square billboard and top playlist placement. Confronted with proof, Nicki shifted blame to Travis Scott, accusing him of using Kylie Jenner's tour to boost sales by bundling 50,000 albums with merch. But bundle sales were standard. Nicki herself had done the same with future tour packages. Dismissing Travis as an auto-tune guy only highlighted the hypocrisy. In the end, Nicki still trailed Travis and Cardi. And things worsened in 2018 when the public learned her new boyfriend Kenneth Petty was a registered sex offender with a criminal past.
I'm tired of being afraid. I feel like the actions that were taken in regards to this whole situation have put me in a different type of fear at my age now, and it was wrong, and I don't want to be afraid anymore. So the only way not to be afraid is to continue to speak up.
Nicki denied any direct involvement in the case, and no evidence ever implicated her. Still, her association with Kenneth sparked heated debate about her judgment. This time, her silence might have been the smartest choice she ever made.
You know, I think in what is happening, right? So Nicki Minaj was on her tour. I believe she was in Paris, or I don't know exactly where she was at, honestly. But she put out a tweet and she said, yes, single, okay? This is the tweet that Nicki Minaj put out. Yes, single. So everybody is like, well, is Nicki Minaj, what does this mean? Is Nicki Minaj single? Is she going to be with Kenneth Petty?
Even without proof she intimidated Jennifer Huff, fans questioned why Nicki chose Kenneth Petty at all. Not only had he been convicted of attempted rape, but he was also linked to the 2002 killing of Lamont Robinson. Originally charged with second-degree murder, Kenneth pled to manslaughter and served 10 years. Concerns deepened when host Jesse Palmer pointed out Nicki's brother had also been convicted in a serious misconduct case, earning a lengthy sentence. Though Nicki never publicly spoke, her decision to quietly support him through legal channels split her fanbase. In November 2017, her brother Jelani Marriage was convicted, and while Nicki stayed silent, her lawyer confirmed she stood by family. Soon after, she stirred more backlash by collaborating with Tekashi 6ix9ine on Trolls, her first ever #1 single. Partnering with the controversial rapper divided opinion. Some praised the success, others slammed her choice of collaborator. Fans debated whether it was pure business or misplaced loyalty, but one thing was clear: Nicki's brand was becoming more tangled in controversy. Over time, her ability to draw sympathy faded as conflicts piled up, with Remy Ma, Cardi B, Latto, and Megan Thee Stallion. The clash with Latto began when the Grammys reclassified Nicki's Super Freaky Girl as pop, while Latto's Big Energy stayed in rap. Nicki blasted the decision, while Latto vented on Twitter, revealing she had tried resolving it privately before Nicki made it public. Their dispute grew personal, with both trading jabs about each other's pasts. Many fans saw it as proof Nicki was struggling to adapt to younger peers. Compared to that, her tension with Megan carried more regret. They had once collaborated on Hot Girl Summer and were close, but drifted apart after 2021. Rumors spread when Nicki unfollowed Megan and later spoke cryptically about a broken friendship on Queen Radio. Fans assumed it was Megan. Neither confirmed it, but their silence spoke volumes. In early 2024, Megan released Hiss, a fiery track that many interpreted as taking aim at Nicki's husband with a reference to Megan's Law. Nicki reacted explosively on social media for days, with comments many thought crossed personal lines. Megan ignored the drama, focusing on Hiss, which went #1 on Billboard and won widespread praise. The moment underscored the generational shift. Younger rappers weren't just beating Nicki musically, but also handling conflicts differently. Adding fuel, fans resurfaced an old 2009 verse Nicki recorded on Lil Twist's song, Old Enough. Though once brushed off as typical provocative rap, the lyrics drew backlash under today's lens. Still, Nicki Minaj's legacy is undeniable. She paved the way for the new wave of female rappers and remains one of music's most influential figures. Yet repeated feuds, personal choices, and shifting fan perceptions have clouded her image. Winning back full support will be difficult, and only time will tell if her queen status can ever truly be restored.